this tutorial, we will unit test the contact view model that was created in the previous core data tutorial. Within your Xcode project, to add a unit test, click on Editor and then click on Add Target. Type in unit test, or you can just type in unit. Click on Next. And then click on Next again. And now our unit test is created. Next thing we need to do is to delete everything within the core data tester file. And now add the following. Import core data, because we want to test core data. At testable import core data tester. So this is the project that we're testing, core data tester, which is the same project name here. Now we create our class contact view model. This is what we're testing. Test extends XCTest case. Now the next thing we need to do is to include the variables that will be used in the test, the public class variables. Var in memory container, NS persistent container, var context, NS manage object context, var view model contact view model. On line 14, we created a object variable which is NSPersist container. And the purpose of that is to enable core data to have a in-memory reference. And on line 15, we created a core data manage object context. And line 16 enable us to use our view model within the test. Next thing we need to do is to create our setup methods. So just type in override function setup super.setup. And then we need to create an in-memory core data container for testing. So we have to create a new instance of it, and it's persistent container, give it a name, it's core data tester. let description equals ns persist store description, ns persistent store description, description dot type equals ns in memory store type, and then in memory container dot persistent store description, passes an array there, and then the final one is in memory container dot load persistent stores. Just call the empty completion handler. So that should be the curly bracket and curly bracket here. So to use the inline core data memory, we need to create a context for it for testing, which will be used for the manage object contexts within the memory container. So just type in context in memory container view context, and then we need to initialize the view model for testing, view model contact, view model context, context. And then the next thing we need to do is to add our teardown cleanup method. So just type in override function teardown, super dot teardown, to clean up the resources, just type in n memory container equals to nil, context equals to nil, view model is equal to nil. And then that should be func, not fun, should be func and on line 15 we're missing an exclamation mark. Without the exclamation mark on line 15 we cannot set the contents to nil. So just apply an exclamation mark, 9:15. And then I'll just compile it just to see if it's compilable. So there's an error on line 18 and 19. So it seems like it's to do with setup. Because the U should be uppercase U. And on the super, the U should be uppercase U for setup. Now let's compile it again. It compiles. So now we can do our first unit test to test an add method within core data to see if we can store a new record within core data. But this will be stored within the in-memory version of core data, the temporary cache. So type in func test add contact view model dot add contact John Doe, telephone number 123 456 7890. Next thing we need to do is to perform an NS fetch request. So just type in let fetch request NS fetch request contact dot fetch request. And the purpose of calling the NS fetch request is to make sure that the new record that we added, which is John Doe 12345678990 telephone number, to make sure this record has been added to the in-memory cache within core data. So when we call the add contact method within the view model, it will execute the save statement, the save method within core data, the save context. So within the fetch request, we're just making sure that the record was saved. Don't know why it doesn't like that part. NS fetch request. Oh, because result is there. Yeah, result shouldn't be there. It should just be NS fetch request. Yeah, that's right now. So now we can check to make sure that the new record is really stored within the memory cache of core data. So that will mean that our view model for adding a new record is working correctly within the unit test and within the application. So just type in do. This is used to catch any errors. Let contacts equals try context dot fetch request XCT assert equals contact dot count. So if it's equal to 1, that means the record was saved successfully in the database. Else, that means some error happened. There should be 1 contact in the database. If an error happened, just catch the error. XCT failed. Failed to fetch contacts. So now we'll test out our first test method, unit test method, to add a new contact to the core data in memory database. To run your unit test, you can click on the diamond on line 40, this one here, or if you just want to run all unit tests, you can click on the diamond on line 12, and that will run all your unit tests. But because we just have one unit test at the moment, I just click on this one. Just compiling at the moment, takes a bit of time. Oh yeah, we need to show the debug window. To show the debug, just click on View, Debug Area, Activate Console, to show all output. It's good to show it, to show any error messages. And then, if the test is successful, this will be green. Still trying to run the test. Takes a bit of time. Still trying to run. Xcode is really slow. Might have to stop the simulator and try it again. Select a different simulator as well. Run it again. Now it seems like it's trying to compile the test and port it to the simulator. But Xcode's really playing up. Now try to rerun it. Run the test again. Still trying to compile the test. Yeah, there's something wrong with Xcode. It won't execute the tests for cloning, for the unit tests. But we can continue to add the other test methods. And if you're stuck, just message me on the channel. So the next test method that we will add is to delete a contact. It's similar to adding, but we're just deleting. We'll call the test delete contact. And then what we need to do is to delete line 57. And then we have to create and add a contact to the database that we want to delete. So just type in let contact equals contact context context contact.name is equal to e contact dot phone number is equal to 777 hyphen 777 hyphen 7777. And then now we will try to save the record that we just added, try context dot save. Now that we saved the record, we will try to delete it. View model dot delete contact. So we want to delete this contact we just created, which is E with the phone number 777. And then we do what we've done previously with the request, fetch request. But now we want to make sure that there's no records in the database. Then just type in there should be no contact in the database after deletion. And that would delete a contact. I'll try to run the test again just to see if Xcode Simulator is working. Xcode Simulator sometimes is really slow and it hangs. The simulators are still not working. So for the final test, that will be to update a contact. Similar to add a contact, so I just copy and paste what we've done for the add contact test. As I said before, you can try to run this on your own machines, but it will work. But if it doesn't work, send me a message. But it will work. It's just that my computer is sometimes very slow. Test, update, contact. So that's the name of the test. And then let's copy the lines 55 to 58. And then paste it anywhere after line 75. And then for the contact name, just assign Alice. For the phone number, just type in 987 654 3210. And then within the view model this time, we'll be testing the update contact method. So just replace add contact with update contact. The name of the contact, you want to update the name from Alice to the new name that will be Bob. Oh yeah, we need to pass the contact object here as well. And then the person's name, which is Bob, which is there. And the telephone number, let's update it to 555 555 555. And then the next thing we need to do is, we've done our fetch request to see if an update has been applied. And then on line 85, instead of using contacts, just type in updated contact. And then within the fetch request, just append .first. You want to get the first record that was updated. On line 58, just add or update to updated contact dot name. So the name has to be equal to Bob, because that's the new name that we're updating with. And then we add this message. The contact's name should be updated to Bob. And then we just do the same thing for the phone number. Which is this. Let's copy and paste it. So the phone number should be updated to that, which is 555-555, and then hyphen, and then 5555 at the end. The contact's phone number should be updated to, the contact phone number should be updated. And then when you run the unit tests on your own computer, on your own MacBook, they will all pass. So you can run them all by clicking on the diamond symbol here on line 12. And then when it passes, they'll be all green. So these are the 3 tests. There's test 1, test add contact. This is test 2, test delete contact. And this is test 3, test update contact. And if you want a test to fail, you can just apply that change on line 48. Like here, we're expecting 1 record to be added. But if you want to like fail the test, you can just type in anything that's not equal to true. So 2, because we're just adding 1 record to the database, so that will fail, because there's only 1 record in the database and not 2. We could enter 100. You just enter the opposite here when you want to fail it. And here as well, just enter the opposite. So instead of like adding 0 for records to be deleted, you could just do 1. So that will fail the test. Or you could just do anything that's not equal to 0. Any number that's not equal to 0. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.